Hello everyone, or no one, if no one's watching. I am having a hard time figuring out how to start my videos and how to talk to the camera with just starting this channel, because I'm like, people are gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna say, oh my gosh, this girl has no subscribers, or 1 subscriber, or 2 subscribers, and she's talking like there's a ton of people watching. But I think that that's kind of just how you have to do this, a fake it till you make it sort of situation. So I'm gonna say hi guys as if there's people watching. So hello everyone. So it is Sunday, November 24th, and I had planned on filming a day 2 of the weekend reading vlog that I ended up uploading today. I was going to also film Sunday, but I decided against it because I just was overwhelmed with having to edit 2 days worth of footage into one video, and I was almost done with all of Saturday, so I just sent it and uploaded it, and I'm very happy about how it turned out. But I was like, I still want to film something because ultimately my goal for the next couple of months is, no matter what happens, no matter if I get like no views on any videos, I am going to be consistent and upload 2 videos a week. I want to upload a sit down video and a vlog. So this is my sit down video for the upcoming week. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna upload vlogs on Sundays and a sit down video on like Wednesday or something like that. Haven't figured it out quite yet, but today I wanted to film a December to be read because December is creeping up on us, and with next week, with the holiday, I don't know how much reading I'm going to be getting done, and I decided not to put any books on this TBR that I plan on, that I would like to finish before November. So this will be fun. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's on my kitchen table. That book, I won't be including in this because hopefully I will be done with it before December. But without any further ado, let's get into the books that I plan on reading for December. So first and foremost, the biggest book that I plan on reading, I don't even own a physical copy of. It's on my Kindle. That is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. So in the past, and this is only the 3rd book in the Stormlight Archives, and this one is a little bit longer. I believe this one is like 1,200 pages. I'm not going to tell you what this book is about because this is the 3rd book in a series. I'm not even going to tell you what The Way of Kings is about because that is such a hard synopsis to describe, because it's an 1,000-page book that is a lot of lore for the world. Some people say that it's more like a prelogue. Some people say it's more like a prologue than it is an actual book. But yeah, so I'm not going to tell you what it's about. If you want to know what The Way of Kings is about, look it up, because I don't even know how I would synopsize that book. But Oathbringer is the 3rd book in the series. In the past, it has taken me about 2 months to get through these super long books. So yeah, I might not be finishing this book in December, but I will at least be in the middle of it, because hopefully I'll start it before December, but I'm definitely going to be reading it throughout the month. So Kindle, that is number 1. I don't use this all the time. I only really use it for those gigantic books. So yeah, that is book number 1. Second book that I am really actually so excited about for December is, you guys can't really see it, there we go, Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. I'm really excited about this book. I had planned on pre-ordering this. I think that it came out sometime in June or July, sometime in the summer, and I had pre-ordered it, but then I was like, I don't know. I had seen a booktuber vlogging because they had gotten an arc of this book and they were talking about how good it was, and then I was like, but I don't know. I'm trying not to just buy books off of one recommendation and just send it, because I'm trying to be less of a consumer, okay? Or not even less of a consumer, a more conscious consumer. I'm trying not to do impulse buys too much. So I ended up canceling my pre-order for this, but then 2 weeks ago, I went to Barnes & Noble on my way home from my grandmother's house, and I was looking throughout the fantasy section. I was thinking about buying a physical copy of Oathbringer, but I decided against it because I was like, I have it on Kindle already. I'll ask for it for Christmas or something. But the man who was working in the fantasy section asked me if I needed help, and I had this book in my hand because I was thinking about it. And he's like, no, you should buy that. That's a really good book. And so I was like, okay, I'll buy it. So there is this book, and the synopsis for this is, now I don't like reading synopses more than once. If I can't remember exactly what it's about, that's a good thing, because a lot of times the blurbs and stuff on the back of the book give way too much of what this book is about. So I'm going to go off of my memory. My recollection of the synopsis of this is basically a girl or woman or teenager gets put into a fantasy universe, and she's an avid reader, I believe. And actually, you know what? Let me just read the back of this book because I don't know. Okay, it says, as her whole life collapses, Ray still has books. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favorite fantasy series. She wakes in a castle on the edge of a hellish chasm, home to once and forever Emperor, her favorite fictional character. He's impossibly alluring as only fiction can be. However, in this fantasy world, she discovers that she's not the heroine, but the villainess in the Emperor's tale. So that sounds so good. And this is something that I think will be nice and lighthearted, because with those gigantic Brandon Sanderson books, I definitely need more light, lower stakes fantasy books to break that up, so that I don't get into a slump. So there's that book. Next book is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I have the audiobook for this. I most likely will be listening to this book via audiobook. Me and Leigh Bardugo have a weird relationship right now. I was a Leigh Bardugo girl. Okay, I was a super fan of Leigh Bardugo. I've read almost every single book until, what is the name? King of Scars. I did finish King of Scars, and then Ninth House came out. And when Ninth House came out, I was forcing myself to like it, if I'm gonna be 100% real. I was not really in the mix with reading that book, because I recently listened to the audiobook of it because I didn't remember anything that happened. And when I listened to the audiobook of it, I was like, Margot, how were you not following along to the plot? The plot is not that complicated. And I think it was just because I read that book at the wrong time. I was just not in that kind of mood. And a couple years ago, was really bad about forcing myself to read books that I wasn't in the mood for just because they had come out. I don't do that anymore. But anyway, so I recently listened to the audiobook for Ninth House, and I'm so curious about what happens to the characters. Plus, I already own Hellbent. Plus, I already have the audiobook on Audible. So I really want to get through this. I still have not read the sequel to King of Scars, because spoiler. Leave if you don't want to be spoiled about King of Scars. Okay, are you gone? Good. Okay. I don't care about the Darkling. The Darkling does not need to be in this story. I want Nikolai and Zoya. That's all I want. Okay. Spoilers over. But yeah, so I want to listen to this. I really need to get back and up to date on her work, because just because she has 2 books that don't quite gel with me correctly, it could have been my fault. Like I said, I could have just read it at the wrong time. I want to give her another chance, because I also have The Familiar, and I have kind of stayed away from hearing about what people think about that one. But yes, I do want to listen to and or physically read Hellbent next month as well. Speaking of other books that I need to get caught up on, I am in between quite a few series. I'm in between, oh my gosh. When I think about it, because I don't know if anybody remembers the Truth Witch series. It was semi big in like 2016, 2017, something around, or maybe 2018, something around those lines. And I loved those books. And I never read the last one, so I still need to read the last one of that. So many. But anyway, that's not beside the point. I want to continue on with the Crescent City series, and I read, what is it, House of Earth and Blood? I think the first one I read last February or March, and I need to read this one before I don't remember anything that happened in that book. Yeah, I need to hurry up and read this because I still remember quite a bit that happens in House of Earth and Blood, but I do not want to reread it. I do not want to reread it because I just reread Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas because I am still in the middle of finishing the Throne of Glass series. I have a hard time finishing series, okay? I'm not a completionist. I'm the opposite of a completionist. I honestly still haven't even read Deathly Hallows. I've read all the other books, have not read Deathly Hallows because once I read it, it's done. I can finish movie series all day, every day, but book series, I don't know, it's really hard. And part of it is because a lot of times they end up disappointing. So hopefully this one doesn't. I'm excited because I really like our girl, what's her name? Starts with a B, Bryce. I really like Bryce, and I really like her brother in this book. So yeah, House of Sky and Breath is the next book that I want to read in December. And the last book that is on, I had to think about it because I've got two other books sitting here and they're maybes. The last definite book that I want to read during December is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Sorry, the ring light is hurting my eyes. Yeah, I've owned this book for like a year and a half and I haven't read it yet. And I'm thinking that during Christmas time, this may be gonna be snowing. This might be like the perfect time of year for me to read this book when the world is moving a little bit more slowly, because I did try to read this, but I have a hard time with cozy fantasy because sometimes the stakes are a little bit too low. And I feel like, well, what's the point of me reading this book when the stakes are too low? And if it's just cutesiness, I'm like, I can get cutesiness also in a fantasy book that has higher stakes. But so many people say that this book is so good, and I already purchased the damn thing, so I need to read it. And it's short, so I need to read it. But yeah, Legends and Lattes is the next definite one that I really want to just get off of my TBR. So then I've got a couple of books that are like maybes. So ideally, I'm reading 200 pages per day. Ideally, I can do it. I have done it before. Like 2 or 3 months ago, I read 200 pages a day for a good couple of weeks, but then I kind of fell off a little bit because 200 pages is about like 4 to 5 hours of reading for me, depending on the book and depending on how like with it I am, because if I'm tired, it takes me way longer to read the book. But so the last couple of months I have been making my TBRs based off of that. I will literally add up 200 times however many days there are in that month, and then I will choose books, and the page numbers of those books add up to the page number at the 200 times, however many days of that month. I was doing that, and I was successful doing that 0 times. Yeah, I did not finish it. But I will say, having the goal of reading 200 pages a day has made me read more because I have it in my head that I've got to. So mental gymnastics to get me to try to read more. And the funny thing is, I love reading. It's just I lose track of time so easily. Like today, it is damn near 5 o'clock right now, okay? what has happened between 9 a.m. to now, I couldn't tell you. Well, I know I was editing videos, but how did it take me that long to edit a video? You know, just time just moves, okay? It just moves. So I lose track of time a lot of the time. And it's so funny because when I was working, I was so good about keeping track of time because I used to use time blocking. And I think that that is my goal for December, is I think that I'm gonna start time blocking in my actual real life because it works so well when I was working a 9 to 5. But yeah, let's get into the 2 maybes. So first maybe is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Now, I bought this book because I'm really interested in reading the Once Upon a Something series that is the like companion series to this book series. How many times can I say series? I don't know about Stephanie Garber. I'm pretty sure Stephanie Garber, she wrote like, what is it called? Cinder and all that stuff, right? Or am I thinking of somebody completely different? If it is the same person, I might have trouble. Even if it's not the same person, I might have trouble. I'm not 100. This book was so cheap when I bought it. That's the only reason why I purchased it, because books that are fairy tale based, I have a hard time reading. And I think that that's because of the stakes being not high enough. But for this one, I believe that the stakes are high because they're doing some sort of like magical games to win something. I don't know. But Caraval is the next maybe. And then The Alloy of Law is the next maybe. I believe, yeah. Alloy of Law. Alloy of Law. I don't know where that accent came from. Alloy of Law is the first book in the companion series to Mistborn, okay? And right now I'm on a journey to finish every single book in the Cosmere, and I have yet to finish reading the full extent of the Mistborn series. And I own this. I also own Shadow of Self, but I own a really ugly copy of Shadow of Self. I really want to get all of Brandon Sanderson books in this lovely UK copy. But yeah, I don't know what this is about. So I can't really tell you guys what this is about. But yeah, those are the books that I hopefully will be reading in December. This is the stack of books. Let me get them all stacked up here so that you can see what I would ideally, in an ideal world, like to read. All these books. We'll see if I actually finish all of them. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Do not stress about the small things. Don't even really stress about the big things, because if you don't have control over it, you don't have control over it. I hope everybody has an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching it. If you made it this far in, even if you didn't make it this far in, still, thank you so much for watching. Bye.